What's up, guys? Welcome to Brian Gaming Cast. I'm your host, Brian. As from the title, you can see that I will be talking about my experience as a U.S. Marine Brooklyn polee, and yeah, and it all started in 11th grade when I was playing basketball for a team called Queen Pythons. And I initially was interested in the Marines when I was little because when I saw their commercial, it was super cool. You know, people just Marines just saving people and then going to battle to protect the country and all. But then, with all of that, it was a huge strain on me also, because if you're not physically capable of doing physical training or anything like that, then it will be super hard for you. But then you get used to it. That's experience with my physical training ability, with my physical strength abilities. It was mainly cardio and some strength, because in basketball, you know, you gotta get cardio, you gotta be athletic and all this stuff to be a great basketball player. And I had all of that, but I wasn't really committed to my craft. Of course, I would be one of those guys that would be, you know, going to the court 24/7, trying to get my shot up and trying to increase my three-pointers, because that was a huge part in my team's success as a team captain and as a starting lineup. But I mainly wasn't focused on dribbling because that wasn't part of my game, and I wish I could have focused that on the time being, honestly. Sorry, I'm not sick, like I don't have the corona, but I'm just like I just have like a cough. Anyways, so to continue, I was interested in the Marines and I requested information in the website because I wanted to know more and to to get all that information possible, to see if I really wanted to do it, to join the military and to be a part of a family. Because honestly, the military is just a huge big family, even though even though we make fun of each other, Navy, Coast Guard, it's just a huge big family in the end. Such as like the Marines, you know, of course not everybody could join the Marines because it's some hard shit that you go through in boot camp, because they break you down mentally but also physically, but yet mentally, like a heavy toll on the mental part, because they demolish you. It's like a culture shock at first, and then you get used to it afterwards. I signed my contract. I didn't sign my contract, but I'm about to sign my contract in, I believe, May. I'm not too sure, somewhere there. Because you sign your contract when you're about to be to boot camp, and my boot camp date is July 20th. Anyways, off topic. So when I requested information, there was a person who called me. There was a female Marine, I believe, and I was playing ball at the time. And then she asked me for my height and weight, and then I gave her those. I gave her my height and weight, and then I didn't hear back from her because I guess I wasn't part of her location. But she put me in touch with another Marine who is another female. So yeah, so she put me in touch with her, and then I was like, oh, okay. So I went in for an interview. Like, I went in to get information, and it was like honestly and also an interview, because it's at the at the long end it's a job, and they want to see if you are qualified for the Marines or the military in general, because some military requirements is like you're not supposed to have a tattoo, but yet you can get fee waivers for it. But in the Marines there's not a lot of fee waivers. It's like fee waivers doesn't even exist, but yet for some tattoos there is. So for example, if you have like a little tattoo on your forearms, and it can be covered up with your other hand, then that would be acceptable, and they will give you a waiver, I believe, or something like that. I'm not too sure, because one of my friends who is also a Marine polee, he's waiting on his waiver and everything to go through. God. Sorry, again, I have like a slight fever or cold. Shit. So yeah, so he's just waiting on his waiver to go through so he can go to boot camp, because he's qualified and everything. He's physically capable of doing physical activity, like high physical activity. Like, I mean, like, he's pretty much like a beast. He will do like around 12 to 15 pull-ups, sometimes in a good day 16. Anyways, off topic again. So yeah, I went in with the appointment because I have to make an appointment, and I had to fill some paperwork, and then of course, since I'm underage, I had to talk to my parents about it, and they had to come in and sign some papers as well to agree to put me in to the D-Day program, so I can have some physical training with them, so I can be prepared for boot camp. And I had to take a test after that, or I think it was before, I don't know, but I had to take a test called the ASVAB, and I scored okay, I guess, because I'm not really a good test taker, and I know my materials, but then when I get into it, it's like yeah, I would just forget everything what I learned and then do poorly. But I did okay to pass. That was my only mindset, is to pass with the highest level that I can, or highest score that I can. And by meaning level, there's a Bravo and Alpha. Alpha is 50 or higher on the ASVAB, and Bravo is like 31 to 50, and I'm a Bravo. But yeah, so after that, I took my test. I confirmed it, because you had to go to this this maps place, or I forgot the place, but it's in base, where you confirm that you took it and not your recruiter or nothing like that. And then you go to maps the next day or the next week. It depends on your schedule, and it depends the time and date, because I joined in 2019 August. It was just in the summertime, so they had like a lot of spots and everything, and I went through the maps. It was hella weird, because it was just a whole story. But if you guys want to hear that whole story about maps, just comment down, like, and subscribe, because I would legit know that you want to hear about this story. But if you guys don't, then don't comment. You can even dislike the video if you don't want to hear the story. But always subscribe because I'm trying to grow my channel. But yeah. And then I went through maps and everything like that, and then they gave me a t-shirt saying, hey, here you go. They gave me like a brief saying, hey, you made it through all this and you're one step closer to becoming an actual Marine. And I wanted to join the Marine when I was a little kid, so I was happy, of course. I was like, damn, it's finally happening. I'm gonna be one of those guys on the commercial being badass and shit. But initially I wanted to go to infantry, but then I switched my job to some aviation job. It was like aviation specialist or something like that, handling with computers, because I want to do that first and try to live the good life, and also train more to be better prepared for all that infantry life stuff, because it's no joke what they go through, because you got to live on the field 24/7, almost 24/7, and then you got to do so much to prepare. And I'm not in that level yet. Like, I'm good physically. I can do more than minimum. And I'm almost there to the max, where the max is like 20 pull-ups, 100 plus crunches, and a 17 minute time 17-minute time for a 3-mile run. And I'm a cardio guy, so that's super easy, but I just have to pace myself, because sometimes I be like, I don't run slow, but yeah, it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like when you run and then yeah, I don't know how to describe it, honestly. Just some weird shit when my body is like, nah, it's like, nah bro, you're not going anymore. Because I'm good at cardio, I usually do like 12 miles a Sunday, and then do like arms, chest, and legs afterwards. So I'm good, with my physical things, but it's like cardio and running. I don't know how to describe it, but anyways. But yeah, with the PT is not really that hard, except for Wednesdays, because Wednesday there's a special force guy who train us and push us like through our limits and shit. Yeah, so it's just a guy there training us, and then bringing us to like to somewhere where we're not comfortable at. So for example, he sometimes bring us to the beach and make us do PT in the sand, and just because you always have to be uncomfortable with the situation that you're in, because in boot camp you will always be uncomfortable no matter what, with the hikes, with the everything. And he is showing us that we can do it no matter what kind of terrain it is, and we can push ourselves mentally and physically to the point that we didn't know. Yeah, I got definitely like fucked up there. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much my story on how I joined, like maps, the interview, then ASVAB and shit like that. If you guys want to know more, like the physical training, I would list all the workouts there, and I would list like a sample of it, and you guys can see it's no fucking joke. because it's like it's extremely hard. You know, for being, when I was a new guy in the office, it was like extremely hard, but yet you build into it. You build, you know, more muscles, more everything. Yeah. And then like mentally also, because it's a mental part also with it. Yeah, if you guys want a second part of the whole maps process, the whole shebang, I would just give it to you, because it's actually more in the maps, because it's like you gotta wait online and shit. But I would just tell you the whole story on part 2. Ah shit, I fucked up. On part 2. If you guys want part 2, because I'm not too really sure. But if you guys do want part 2, then like, subscribe, and comment down below. And yeah.